So today we're taking a look at a new genre of device on the Sean Talks Tech channel, and I'm hoping to review more audiophile gadgets like these in the future because every time I get one of these, I'm really excited about them. So today we're checking out the latest Hidizs digital audio player, the AP80 Pro X. The AP80 or the AP80 Pro series is not new in Hidizs' lineup, but the X is the latest of the bunch. So this player was sent over to me by my friends at Hidizs, but there's no money exchanging hands and I'm still going to be objective when I review this player. So from a player standpoint, these are decently priced, comparing it to my Sony NWA105, which retails for about 1,459 Malaysia ringgit, but definitely you can get cheaper elsewhere. The Hidizs then looks pretty decently priced, coming in at only 790 Malaysia ringgit, which is about 188 US dollars. So if you're interested in getting this player, I'll leave some of my links in the description below. So if you look at the design of the AP80 Pro X, it's very similar to all the other AP80 in their lineup, and that means that this is quite a beautiful looking device, very small in the hands as well, doesn't take up a lot of space. So the player is really small and its form factor is very nicely designed, so pocketing it wouldn't feel bulky, and the entire device is made from a CNC aluminium alloy, one whole piece actually, and feels really cold to the touch. And at the back of the device is also a very nice glass panel, a very nice finishing inside and design, which has a nice Hidizs design behind, giving it a very premium looking feel overall. So one of the design features of the Pro X is that Hidizs markets this player as the X design, which is only unique to the Pro X model. So the rest of the lineup gets a simpler design, so that's a really cool touch, and you can see this X branding here at the side. So if you have this X, people will know that you're using the Pro X. So at the front of the device, you're gonna get an entire touch screen. Of course, in today's world, a basic touch screen is very important, and it's mostly expected by consumers. And the screen here is made by Samsung and it's a 2.45-inch IPS display, so no OLED display here. The display is not terrible, but it's really 2005 to not see an OLED display today. But then again, these are not designed to be any special movie player, so a decent IPS display will work just fine. So resolution here is also decent, not extremely sharp but not blurry as well. So at least from an experience standpoint, these are still pretty modern looking. So in terms of ports, at the bottom of the device are the main connection interface to this player. In the middle here, you're going to get a Type-C charging port, which also acts as an input for you to connect the AP80 Pro X to your computer as a DAC-M. If you look at their website, the DAC-M feature works only on computers and iPads, as it does require a lot of power to drive the DAC. Plugging it into my iPhone pops up a message that says that the AP80 Pro X requires too much power to drive, and hence no luck connecting it to phones. Would be cool if it would. So alternatively, you can also output the audio of the 80 Pro X through an external DAC. So you can see that your options here are pretty good when it comes to flexibility with this device. So next to the Type-C ports are two headphone jacks, and on the right hand side is the unbalanced 3.5mm auxiliary jack and a balanced 2.5 auxiliary jack on the left. Do note that these jacks have different power usage, so we'll talk a little bit about them later on. So on the left side of the device, you're going to get a micro SD card slot which supports cards up to 512 gigabytes. Not too big considering most of the files used with these players are pretty huge. I have only 5 songs in here and it's already taking up 1 gigabyte of space. So on the right is where you get all your main controls, and the big knob up here is actually your volume control, and pressing it also turns on and off the screen, and holding it turns the device on and off. So below that, you're going to get track skipping features as well as your play or pause button, and that's about it. So battery life here is decent, definitely miles ahead compared to the NWA105. Using the balanced 2.5mm port, you're going to get about 6 to 8 hours of juice, and with the 3.5mm port, you're going to get about 8 to 11 hours of usage. So of course, this depends on the volume you play at, whether or not you use Bluetooth on what codec that you run it on. The more technology that you use, the lower the battery life is going to get. So I would like to hear what some of the good players out there that you guys use and recommend. So do let me know, and I'd love to check them out someday. So in terms of its features, the Pro X here is very impressive and have a very long list as well. So to start with, if you want to use this player in a gym without wired cables, this player also comes with Bluetooth 4.2 that supports all that tasty high-res codecs such as LDAC, aptX, AAC, and SBC. And you're pretty much only missing the LHDC codec here. So using the WF-1000XM4 by Sony here pairs really well with this player. So another fantastic feature that I've mentioned earlier is the ability to use this player as a DAC amp, especially if you are like me and you have a very cheap laptop that has very lousy built-in sound card. This device would be perfect for enhancing the audio from your laptop sound card. From my testing, this is also mostly plug and play with the included USB-A to USB-C cable, so just plug it in, your computer will detect it and you can use them straight. So chipset wise, this uses a dual ES9219C DAC chips. I'm not too familiar with the details published here, but I'll put them here so you can read them, and if there are experts who can explain a little bit to me, that would be fantastic. Since I'm still learning a lot about this high-res world, but I think it's really interesting to learn about. So this player also supports DSD and MQA, along with all the standard file formats such as FLAC file, WAV file, MP3, DSF, DIFF, and many more. So I'll just list them down here so you can read them. So also this player also supports both the high-res audio as well as high-res audio wireless certified. So you know this is a legit device when it comes to playing all your amazing high-res audio. So finally, you're also going to get a very unique feature on this device. So you're going to get a step counter as well as a ebook reader feature. So I think this is cool because you can listen to your high-res audio while walking around and also reading your ebook together, and I think that's a pretty cool combination as well. So of course, with testing this device, I had to pair it up with Hidizs' own MS2 earbuds that we reviewed a while back, and of course with my high-res headphones, the Philips Fidelio X2HR, and I can say out of the box without any external DAC amps or modification to the sound, I must say that this is an exceptional sounding player. And the files I'm listening to are DSF files at 192 kHz, so source wise they are very high quality and crisp. So with any audiophile equipment, what I'm looking for is mainly the power, clarity, and depth you can experience with no modification to the audio, meaning no EQ settings, and everything is set to as flat as possible. And the AP80 Pro X does not disappoint, giving you a very full, low noise, low distortion experience regardless what volume you play them at. And bass here is not thumpy, right? So they are perfectly rendered, meaning as close as the way the artist intends it to sound like, and they are not overpowering but gives you just sufficient definition to feel the nice mid bass, less emphasis on the lower bass. So vocals are exceptional here with extremely clear reproductions, as though as the artist is singing live into your ears, and you can hear the enunciation clearly, and when the artist takes breaths in between, it's reproduced clearly and organically. And I especially love that this player can play really loud but doesn't distort, meaning that you get the best experience as though you are at a live lounge. So highs are also very clear and crisp, and the overall experience just gave me a renewed love for high-res audio, simplified. So of course it's nice to have all the cool gadgets and audio set up at home, but if you are on the go, just grab this player, load in your favorite tunes, get your favorite headphones, and you can just lose yourself in music. So overall, I love this product and I highly recommend them, and for those who want a gateway into the high-res audio scene at a budget, I think this is a pretty good start as well. You can get this and the Philips Fidelio X2HR open back headphones and you're pretty much good to go. At least from my experience, these two are a pretty nice combo. So that is it for this review. If you find this video helpful, smash the thumbs up button, share this video everywhere, and if you haven't yet subscribed, do consider subscribing. I'll see you in the next video.